What do you think? How many projects are actually now either produced the product or they're still under development, but they're actually developing a product? Now, finally, the last number. What do you guys think? 200 again? 200 again. Any other guesses? 180. All right. Well, it's actually a bit better than that. So we can see there's 382 projects that are currently running. So from 913 products or projects that's supposed to become a product, we can see that this is how many products survive. Now, here's another very interesting tendency. You all guys know that this is a speech about ERC20 contracts and ERC20 tokens. This is pretty much a speech about Ethereum, because our product, for example, and our project, still runs on Ethereum, and then we're going to follow up on that. Now, what happens is that in that 2017, more than 82% of all of those projects were literally, they run their ICOs on ERC20. Well, why? Because it's cheap, it's very easy, and you know how to do it, because many people, they follow that way, that path. So if you think, now 82% of all of those projects, they actually did run an ICO on Ethereum, and then they did survive somehow. Well, not all of them, but we saw the number, right? So almost 400. So what happens? Now, what happens is that somehow they have to live with that technology now. So they collected the money. Now they're trying to run their business. To be honest, none of the ICO's projects that have conducted an ICO and run now are profitable. Zero. None. So that is as of this moment. I want to introduce you a very, very funny chart here. So it was actually done by Willy Woo. So this chart represents tokens, right, that have raised at least $250,000 and that are not scam products, right? So these are existing projects. And what this chart shows is that their profitability for the investors based on the scale and the timeline. So how long does this project live for? You can see this huge chart. Well, technically two. One is above, one is Ethereum, and then one is Bitcoin. So you can see that Bitcoin clearly is just there. And that's something that I want to talk about, velocity. But that's, it's a very messy chart, so let's break it down. You can clearly see the BTC, you can see the LTC, so that's Litecoin, and then Ethereum was just there in 2014 year. But then what happens? You can see that the further we go, the worse the tokens perform. So the less people, the investors, want to hold those tokens. So pretty much, we're just going back to pump and dump. Now, I want to talk about something that probably there's something wrong about the tokens, about the products that we try to deliver, and specifically the products on ERC20, because that's an easier access, right, to ICOs and to everything. Now, that brings us to the question. You saw all of those figures. You saw how bad products perform, how bad products live. Now, is it possible to actually survive, and not just survive, to actually operate and operate efficiently on ERC20? You can see that, yes, you can do that. Well, how then, right? So why would you even do that? Let's switch back to the very basics. Now, what is a token? How is it forming the ecosystem around it, around the product? Why do you even need a blockchain to actually run your project? Well, this chart was actually first, William Mozgovoy, he came with that specification back in 2014. You can see that he defined that a token has to run through these three pillars. So roles, purpose, and obviously features. So I want to talk a bit more about what roles can token take up to be successful. You can see that it can represent a right. So for example, the initial idea of DAO token was that if you have DAO tokens, you have an access to vote for what projects should be funded and what not. For example, value exchange. Now that combines an easier access for people to exchange different values. Now we can see now a lot of P2P exchanges. What about toll, right? A gateway to access. So for example, there's a genome token. Now if you have genome tokens, you can get access to their supercomputer. So you can see there's another thing about earnings. Well, but that's very easy. That's a security token, so crypto funds. There's a last thing here, currency. You see something weird about it? I think that ERC20 tokens fail on this. They fail to provide the economics that worked. Now, for us to mint the token and deliver it to the customer, And then for a customer to actually use that for something, you require at least 2 transactions to mint it and then to transfer it. Now, 2 transactions, when we're talking about a roughly a cost of the transaction or value of the transaction of $1,000, if you're willing to pay a $1 commission fee, well, you can, maybe you will. If we're talking about $5 transactions, if we're talking about microtransactions, does it make sense? Would you pay $1 transaction fee if you're trying to send $5? Would you? I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. That's fair, right? So this is something that is wrong. Now, people have been experimenting, so how can we go around this? How can we actually change that? Well, I believe people found one of the solutions. Now, why do I say found one of the solutions? So this is the tech implementation, what's so-called a hybrid blockchain. Hybrid blockchain is literally taking 2 extremes and combining them together. A decentralized world, so completely public ledgers, and private blockchains, so completely centralized world. So when you try to combine those 2 features, so a batch of transactions is happening in a private network and is being verified by a close number of people, and then you just simply stamp that somewhere in public ledger so that there will be an immutable record that stays there for the public. Now that can solve the problem. Potentially it can, but why do I say this one of the reasons? Well, because there are so many other that are different solutions, and the good question is then, so what is next? Right? So what is a brand new next thing, a brand new next technology, a brand new next token value, price, exchange, function that could happen? I believe in no wallet's future. It's radical because I spent last of my 6 years of my life building and expanding and providing a better service for wallets. I spent last year building an Ethereum wallet. So why no wallets? So let us go a bit into what do you think a wallet is, right? You can see 2 questions up here. So let me ask a question probably from the crowd. What do you guys believe? Can you describe what a wallet is to you? Who wants to volunteer? Who wants to answer that question? What do you guys think? What is a wallet? A storage for your coins. Right, so it's something that stores your valuables and then something that you can use to get access to it, right? Now, so these are 2 simple things, right? And then the more services we provide, for example, here in Humanique, the more we start thinking about this. So is it something, again, something you access, something where your funds are stored, or there's something that controls your funds? So when people join Coinbase, and then they go on my Ether wallet, and then they get their private key, they're lost. It's just totally different world, and then they're seeking for answers and questions. And then if you lost your private key, people are asking your question in terms of, well, who's in the control of that? How do you recover the funds? How do you do that? Well, that's a bad customer experience, right? Oops. So how about this? This was actually, again, this is a quote taken from a book by Andreas Antonopoulos and Gavin Wood. Now, you see that a wallet is literally just an application. It's just yet a medium, an interface. Now, a good customer experience is that whenever you don't think about a wallet. Now, for me, transfer of value between me and you, why do I need a medium? Why do I need a layer? Why do I need something that controls that? I don't even have to think about security. I don't have to think about how do I get access to that, or what happens if I do lose an access. Now, when I say no wallets, now how does it actually look like, right? So when I say it should be seamless by design, it should be secure by design, it should be something that you don't even think about. I don't know. We've been experimenting with so many things. Through the last year, we've deployed our product, and then we're growing like crazy. We're helping the people. We're fulfilling the need. But we're not there yet. Nobody of us, neither of us in here. And then we come back to the basics, to the ground principles, in terms of what the money is, what the crypto is, what the wallet is. So I suggest you guys, and then we all together watch a small clip here that in essence, this is in 2 minutes, our entire future belief in terms of what the money was, what it becomes, and then what it should be. So if you can please watch a 2-minute video clip right now.
687 BC, first coins are minted. People have made money easy to use. 910 AD, China, first paper money. The global trade is growing in terms of geography and volume. Money unites countries and determines their borders. 1940s USA. Bank transfers start a new financial revolution. Money begins to cross borders and time zones instantly. (1950s USA). The first universal credit card is issued. From now on, money is effectively secured and available for anyone, anytime. 2009. Bitcoin, the world's first cryptocurrency, appears. This technology decentralizes money and makes it even more secured. Today, the global financial system has no borders anymore. But 2.5 billion individuals still live outside of it. These people are called unbanked. Why don't they have access to financial resources in the 21st century? What will happen with the global economy if they get it? In what way will it affect the society and the lives of these people? And what is the potential of connecting unbanked people for business, startups, and investors? Today, we can provide opportunities which will change the lives of millions of people. Today, we can change the whole financial system with our own hands. Today, we see those opportunities are real. And we want you to see them too. Join Humanic Challenge.
Now, the very important word there was Humanic Challenge. So remember, 2 minutes ago I said that we've came a long way from, again, from the distribution of the initial sense of the money, coins. We came up with credit cards. We came up with crypto. Now, that's not working yet, or just yet, because there's so many people out there that are not even being financially included. Remember, I was talking about the future, that I see the future where there's no wallets. And then I mentioned that, to be honest, I don't know how that future looks exactly like, or how do we get there. Now, what we do believe in is that we can work together to actually come up with that solution. And that is what Humanic Challenge is for. The ultimate mission, right, is to find the perfect customer experience, whether it is an ERC20 token, whether you come up with your own blockchain, whether you come up with something else, something radically new. Let us just work together. Thank you. I guess, guys, yes, if you have any questions, I'm free, and I'll be willing to answer them. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions? This gentleman, the 200 gentlemen.
Thank you. Great job, by the way. What do you believe is missing in the industry? Not specifically in the blockchain industry, but in the industry as a whole, in terms of security, since you are very well aware of the trusted execution environment and all of the IoT, cybersecurity stuff. So,
right. I've heard a very smart gentleman yesterday told me that security is something that you don't mention or you don't think about up until you get screwed. So when we're talking about changing the idea of the security or changing the industry or actually operating and working there, I believe that all products should be secured by design. So it's something that as a final customer, as an end user, you shouldn't even think about. right? And then in order for us to do that, it's up to us, the creators, the companies, the engineers that work on those products, to actually create the products that are ultimately, from the beginning, right, are secured by design. Now, what does it mean? It actually differs, right? It could mean anything, because it highly depends on what kind of product you're actually developing. But why security is important? Well, because you don't, it's just like, you know, what programmers say about the backend. Everything is fine up until something doesn't work, and that's when you start thinking, well, something doesn't work, so something that was powering the system now is broken. And security is just like that, but it's for everybody, because you as an end user will get affected. So it's just up for the creators to create products that will be secured by the design initially.
Thank you.
Any more questions? I know you guys are waiting for the party, which is coming up, you know, very, very soon. I know, guys, it's been a rough day. Any more questions, thoughts? No? Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.